Hi, I'm Wendy Murdoch, and I'm here to give you a quick tip to help you improve your riding. A lot of riders have trouble keeping their hands level, and they're not aware of the fact that the hands aren't level. So, Elizabeth, if you would demonstrate, a lot of riders have one hand either lower, like down here, or whatever. And that gives the horse a different feeling in the contact on the two sides of his mouth. So a quick way to solve that problem is to take any kind of stick or a short bat, a riding crop, and put that underneath the thumbs. And what that's going to do is connect the two hands so that if the rider gets unlevel, they'll feel it with the stick. They can even look down and see that the stick is not level. If they have a tendency to want to pull one hand back, they can see that the stick isn't straight across anymore. You really want to have the feeling that you're pushing the stick a little bit forward around the turn. Not necessarily straightening the arm, that would be pushing it too much. But just the sense, like if she was pushing against my hand, that sense of kind of pushing the stick a little bit away from her on the outside around a turn. Another thing that you can use to help give you a good steady hand position is to use a little string. I call this an Equistrap, and you can use any kind of string. It's not very wide. And I'm going to have Elizabeth, I'll take the stick for a moment, and just hold that with your reins. And there it is on the other side. And so the idea is to hold it with the reins so that it's not like a double rein, but it comes up in your hand. And it's narrow enough to be comfortable. And the idea here, go ahead and lift your hands just a little bit and be in a good position, great, is that it connects your two hands, but it gives you a different connection to the horse's base of the neck rather than to his mouth. So if you have a tendency to want to pull one hand back, you're going to feel that because it's going to draw the other hand forward. It also marks your hand in space. One of the most common rider issues that I come across is that people have a hard time steadying their hands because the hand is not connected to anything other than the rein, and the rein's flexible. So what the strap does is it gives you a little bit of stability to your hands and helps you fix your hands in space. You can combine the strap with the stick, and I only recommend doing this in an arena on a horse that you trust, a quiet horse like this one, because as we add more things, it restricts you more. But that's the point, is that as we start to restrict what you can do with the hands, you have to start learning how to ride through your seat and leg. Very often the hand has already done something before the rider is even aware that they've done it, and so the seat never gets a chance to do the work it's supposed to do. We tend to be hand riders instead of seat riders in that case. So by using the string and the stick, we begin to fix your hands in a position where they're supposed to be, not too far apart, and the right height over the horse's neck. Gives you something to pull on here if you need to help steady yourself, like in the rising trot, but at the same time prevents you from pulling on the horse's mouth because we have the rein slightly looser than the strap around the neck. If you need to, you can always shorten your reins to make a contact with the horse's neck, and Elizabeth has to just let go of the stick to do that. Very good. And then take her stick back. And this does require a little bit of dexterity, but that's a good thing because as you develop more control with your hand and more ability to do different things, then you become a more dexterous rider, a more sophisticated rider. And in the end, what we're looking for is to steady your hands in a position so that your seat moves toward your hands rather than your hands back to your seat. So this, using either the Equistrap or the stick underneath your thumbs, or a combination of the two, is a great way for you to learn how to steady your hands and have quiet hands and learn to use your seat in relation to your hands. Rather than pulling back with your reins, your hands become steady and fixed in a location and your seat moves to your hands.